So yeah, we're at 140 on our coil temperature.
I was trying to think of who might have some shavings or chips or bark mulch or you know, the Coastal Home and Farm that sells all stuff for taking care of animals.
At 147, we've gone up 7 degrees on this coil since I've been standing here.
Well, something's this is leaking out somehow. A field that's not charred. It's fresh. There's a lot of fresh fuel still burning in there. It's
Right there.
That's fallen down in here.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the stuff that was left over from before stuff. Because before I put the second piece in here, there was a lot of spill past when I filled it.
You mean it's coming in from
On the edges, yeah, it fell around it. More than was really acceptable. And it's starting to do that fluffy thing where it's not. It's like it's going into reduction in the front of it. After a while, I was getting a pulse. I was getting some flame out of the corners.
yeah.
Popping back on it.
Well, that kind of happens often when you have so much gasification and you don't have enough preheated secondary. It's like
Starts to gasp.
that's a good way to put it. It's actually, yeah. I'll have to remember that.
We're at 153. If there's any question about making heat here, like that, huh?
Good idea. on the conifer burn is you adjust the gravity in the slots and stuff so that there's a limited amount of fuel falling on the stair grate. See, it turns out like if you're feeding like little chunks of coal, the coal has a higher BTU output than just regular wood sticks. More BTUs per pound. And this is almost up to, pellets are almost up, into the coal range. BTU. Because the pellets can hold a lot of resin in there with it, which is a higher BTU content than the regular wood. But but a cruder wood, like the shavings and that probably wouldn't burn
quite so vociferously. Huh?
Yeah. To burn.
Well, maybe I should go get some of those wood chips. I know where there's a big pile of them. I don't know how dry they are.
I can have 4 yards. I can have 4 yards, 4 cubic yards of wood chips delivered here by Tuesday.
Okay.
I already talked to the guy. I don't know by Tuesday, but he was ready to bring them over already. They have so many.
If you really want them, you should charge people to drop them off. That if you really want them to come, you should start charging people to drop them off.
I don't think that'll happen.
It's weird.
He said I'm close, and he'll just drop them off no charge.
Okay.
Right. They're usually free, but they actually have to pay to drop them off at the dump and stuff.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
That's right.
Yeah, see, so we got some flame over here on the outside now.
What do you think, Larry? How are we doing for our self-feeding pellet experiment?
Well, it's very interesting
First time.
for the first time, but
But
I'm saying it can be improved.
Interesting in what way? What's the most
get more
interesting
air
thing
into
that you're feeling?
I'm happy to see it burn this well on, but I've seen the conifers burn with tighter control, on a bigger scale, with raw chips.
Yeah. This is first time.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm glad it was worth.
How do you
Sure.
feel about the distribution of the? It's coming out even enough across the grate.
It's coming out too much across the grate, and I would say it should be burning on the grate in smaller amounts, and the grate not being heated up in here. See this, when the grate starts heating up in here, you're gasifying too much.
Yes.
Gasification should be down lower, but it's just playing with the geometry until you get comfortable with it. See, that shouldn't happen.
The smoke on top.
Yeah.
It's gonna flame here pretty soon. There it is. On top it's starting to flame now too.
Yeah.
Oh, it just changed. Why did it change?
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
More air's getting in, I think.
In the wrong places.
Yeah.
You're getting air
Push
into.
that gate close at the bottom there. Use the stick. Push that for.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's theoretically this primary air has been pretty much turned off now.
So now the flames came higher in the fill, in the input. So maybe you want it open so that it drags down the flames that are burning the pellets.
No, it's burning the top because it's gotten hot up there.
It started burning more when you closed off the
Oh, it did?
air. Yeah.
Well,
When I first set it,
well, here's what I think is not quite the right geometry of the flow, and the bulk of the pellets should be some distance from the real intense heat.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have it, coming down here and dropping down into this area. But this area has
I don't quite follow you.
The fuel.
Right. Okay.
Right now, the fuel, because it's up here and hot.
The heat's traveled up there and it's got the
Yeah.
whole thing ready to go.
Right,
Yeah.
and you don't want that. You want you want the flow of the burning to be down into this region and have the fire down here, and it should not climb up. Give you an example. On a regular pellet stove, what they do is they keep the pellets ways away from the basic fire, and then they dribble in or drop in just a few pellets at a time. Here we're burning, or like attempting to burn.
We're burning a lot. We're offering a lot
but
of fuel.
we're not
now.
burning it really at a good clean rate.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We don't have enough air to burn this much
Well,
stuff.
it's not in the right places. You're getting
So
so much excess fuel in a hot zone. You as they merge together, you're in a kind of a runaway condition. You gotta separate the
also
see if,
the primary air is coming in from really low, from the bottom. If we had the primary air coming in on one side of the hopper, then it would drag down the heat and wouldn't come up into the hopper.
if it goes down fast enough.
If it goes fast enough, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that would be-
that's going to be really hard to. In this situation, it'd be very difficult.
Well, I think you have to actually make grates. Yeah, you got to make grates specific to direct where you want. This is real good for a first cut at it, using the existing screen. But we got to consider what we want it to do and then design it accordingly so it'll do that. So,
Look at these chips got caught back here.
yeah, so we'll see. Basically, we've got primary all through here,
That too, yeah.
and we don't want that.
Right.
we want the primary down here.
Right. So yeah, and we want negative pressure here, so that just goes down. Or just a closed cabinet altogether.
Don't you have the other parts to this to make the?
What's that? You mean more of a frame around here?
Yeah, the cabinet, the closed, So
That's-
it's going to do this as long as you have
Air for it.
air for it to happen. Yeah.
So at this point, the first time this happened, I dumped another load of pellets on top of it. The fire went out, and it went back to the conditions that we were looking at earlier. But then when it gets to here, it's doing this. So this is the full cycle of this particular.
You've got conditions in this upper part, or it's bound to happen. So should put the sides back on.
Painted the wood there.
Okay. What about if we just put a few sticks of wood in there now and see what happens? I think the situation is, you got any longer, bigger pieces?
I don't have any longer. I could make less small and
Yeah, let's do that, because what I'm trying for is not output. I want long and sustained, controllable. This- I think our thing will be, our goal will be not maximize the output any time, like 100 BTUs per hour. It's heating water this fast. No, then you're going to get into a situation where you're going to heat more. You're going to burn more than you can transfer the heat. What was your phrase that I like so well?
Appropriate for the situation or something like that?
Yeah. So that's really what we're after. That's the goal. And with this much grate all the way around, you're creating a situation where that's going to happen. You follow me? You don't want that. You want to have the grate and the fire and the red heat and the coals and everything down here low and forward. You with this thing, yes, you can get a tremendous output on. But you can also get in a kind of a runaway. We want to release the heat from the burn at a rate appropriate to the heat transfer of the piping.